Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Arknights reaction. Literally the day I was going to be like, hey, I need to record tomorrow, start getting back into the groove of things, Adam hits me with another song that he worked on, a brand new one, Blade Catcher, the theme for Degenbrecher. I'm not entirely positive on that pronunciation, but you're gonna have to deal with it. I'm not German. Anyway, I'm going to give this one a listen because, of course, if Adam throws me a song that he worked on, I am going to listen to it, and I'm very curious to see where this one goes. So without further ado, let's go. Really nice title card. Just sounds so pretty.
Man, a change, not a gift I can claim. Never void, just a tool and it's not mine.
Ooh.
Are you cold? Is it ice in my soul? The chill from what you find. I don't care if the frost leads you there. It will burn and the sear carries no shame.
Okay.
Status quo is a thing I don't know why existed.
I like this pluck.
Don't ask who would I be, who would I be?
Good sound, good synth.
Let me be your bodyguard.
Oh. I didn't expect it to hit that hard out of nowhere. I know I recognize this voice from something. I'm gonna have to check that later. I called out that drummer on his ghost notes. Boy's basic, but that's fine. It works well. Little ride simple dancing.
That's the key to the fortress you see when it all knocks me down. I'm still upright. I'm a bite in the wind at your back. I'm a creature born to fight.
I really like that the harmonies don't perfectly line up. I love this chord progression on the verses. The chorus is just fun. Ooh, getting the bridge. That clean guitar in the background. Just those little soft plucks. Nice, nice, nice. Oh, and that's where it's ending. All right. So I looked more into the vocalist. I thought I recognized the voice. I did. It's the same vocalist who worked on Undertopia. I love that voice. There's just such control over that instrument. It's a beautiful voice. As I've now come to know, Adam loves to play around with instruments that he just has on hand. We'll play with flutes and other percussion instruments just to kind of add some texture and flair, some unique sounds to these songs. And this one definitely had it in the beginning. His piano later in too, there was this bridge with the piano. I I'm not good enough at music to be able to tell you the details about that in any sort of technical way. But just hearing more of Adam's work over time and talking with him that one time, I've learned these little things that he loves to play around with on the piano. Having that entire call where we just sat and talked and he was just kind of dancing around at the piano playing with stuff, I started to pick up a few little things that he just does all the time, little go-tos, really, really fun stuff, and I love to hear it implemented. It's almost surreal hearing things that I've come to associate with one specific person that I've talked to into music like this, and I'm able to like place it. It's very surreal, but I love it. It doesn't take away from the music. If anything, it makes it that much more enriching to hear these songs and be able to put a story behind certain decisions being made, certain keys being used, certain just feel that's being applied to these songs. And just, this was a unique one purely because it caught me off guard with how it just exploded in going straight into that chorus. And I was like, okay, this is where we are now. I thought it was going to be more slow, a little bit more lethargic, maybe move into a more orchestral sound, but he just went straight in, the drums really crisp and loud, just barreling into that, having the electric guitar in there, just some clean tones, just so good. Despite what I've said about knowing more, I don't fully comprehend how people can be such good musicians. I can't. There was a specific sound in there that was really intriguing my ear while I was listening, and it was like this wah pedal sound. I don't know if he was playing an electric guitar and using a wah pedal to kind of give this like wow 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 sound going on in the background of the chorus, but that tone, it fills everything up. There's so many little things. There's such a build on this one, and for some reason my brain is picking up on every little tone, and it's honestly giving me a headache, but like a good headache, if that makes sense. And I was picking on the drummer a little bit earlier using the ghost notes. I mean, ghost notes are always going to be there. I use them. Every drummer alive uses ghost notes, and I've talked about them numerous times, but there was just something funny to me in that moment about how I was just kind of air drumming and guessing where the ghost notes were going to be, because it was the most like cookie cutter. Here's a ghost note, here's a ghost note, here's a ghost like right where you would expect them to be. And a lot of the time, I've said it before, drumming can be very simple. You don't have to overdo it. You don't have to try being super creative with stuff a lot of the time. You can just play parts, and adding ghost notes in is just a really good texture fill to get those gaps all sealed up nicely, and they're utilized all over the place in this song. But I think my favorite part has definitely got to be that piano bit. I just loved how that sounded. I love how that was built off of and how it ended with that. It's just something so fluid, I guess, about it. It just felt really natural. I, again, am not so good at theory. I couldn't explain well what was going on there and why I feel that way. I don't feel like there was a single part of that little bit that he was playing that I felt like it was shoehorned in. There was just something so natural about it. I really can't explain that. But I guess I don't have to, do I? I'm a drummer after all. But I guess all this is to say, yet another banger from Arknights. Blade Catcher has gotta be on my top 10 now. That's impressive. There's just so much to love about that song. I don't know if something else will surpass that one anytime soon, but there's always more songs to come, and there's always time to wait and see. So we shall do that and see what other bangers come out of Arknights in the future. Thank you all so very much for watching. I'm sorry if this setup is a little bit weird. I'm still kind of in a transitional phase. Things will change once or twice more before things are finally settled into the final setup, but I am really close to bringing everything back in here and starting up daily videos again, getting everything finalized, and I can't wait for that. So if you want to see more of me doing this, talking about music and whatnot, or the many future projects I have to come, one big one coming very soon, then you know how to follow me and support me and all that, and I will see you in the next video. Goodbye!